Hello, Sumit, you're welcome. So here I'll be teaching you how to draft a vintage shirt pattern for both male and female. So if this is what you love to learn, let's get right into the video and watch to the end. So I've laid out my pattern paper and I'll start off by measuring the button allowance. I'm using 5 inches. So I'll measure 5 inches all through the length of the paper. You can use between 4 to 5 inches if you're making a vintage shirt. Okay. A vintage shirt, 4 to 5 inches is fine because that will accommodate the button allowance. So I'm going to join the line like this with a straight line. So to make a vintage shirt is very easy. Just practice, okay, until you get better. It's a very free top, and you can use this pattern for both male and female. So I'm just labeling that as a button allowance. So from that 5 inches, I'll fold it in. I'll fold it in like I'm doing so that I can start taking the measurement. So now that I've done that now, I'm going to mark the shoulder line. The shoulder line is 18 inches. I divided that by 2 to give 9 inches. Then I'm going to come down by 3 inches for the shoulder slope. Then I'll join it to, so on the armhole line, I'll mark 6 inches. 6 inches plus the 3 inches there, that'll be a total of 9 inches. So I'll transfer that 9 inches also to the other line like that. So I can extend the line to get the bust line. Now for a shirt, the back is usually longer than the front body, so that's the reason for the 3 inches I removed up there. So I'll transfer the measurement on the shoulder line to the bust line and then connect the lines like that. So the total length of this shirt is 28 inches. I'll mark that out and then extend the line to. Now, a shirt is very easy to make. I will employ you that you watch this video again so that you can always practice it and be good at it. Now, the bust measurement is 32 divided by 4. That's 8 inches. So I'll add 1.5 inches to that. So on the armhole line, I'll get the midpoint. We marked 6, so I'll get the midpoint as 3 inches. From that midpoint, I'll come in by half an inch. So I'll just draw a curve like that to connect the line. Okay, you can use your curve rule to do this, but just that I'm just used to using my free hand. So I'm just trying to cross-check my measurements if it's correct. So I'll transfer the same measurements I have on the bust line to the hip line. Which is 32 divided by 4, which is 8 plus 1.5, that's 9.5 inches. Then that's what I'm marking right there. Then I'll add extra 1.5 inches. You can actually just put in your hip measurement. The hip measurement for this person is about 38 divided by 4. Then you add 1.5 inches. So I'll draw a straight line from the bust line to the hip line like that. So the next thing I'll do is that I'll come in on the waistline. I usually do this just to give the shirt a fitting. I'll come in on the waistline. The waistline is about 16 and a half. So I'll come in by 1 inch just to give it a fitting. You can decide not to do this, but I just decided to do this to give the shirt a fit. So I'm going to connect the line like that and then to the hip line. So this is optional, like I said, but it just gives the shirt a fit. You can come in by 1 inch or by half an inch. So at the hemline, I'm going to go up by 2.5 inches just to give, 1.5 inches, sorry, just to give the shape the shirt a trendy look at the hemline. So I'll connect it like that. So I'm just trying to cross check if my measurements are correct. So which is what I'm doing now. Then I'll go ahead to cut out the front bodice. This pattern is very easy to do. It's very easy to make. So I'll cut this out. But before you cut out your front bodice, please always make sure you bring out the button allowance. I forgot to do this and I had to, you know, fix it again later. So always bring out your button allowance like this before cutting out, okay? So I will go ahead to cut out the back bodice. So I'm just labeling that as the front bodice. So I've done that now. So the 3 inches I will remove at the front, I'll make sure that I have that 3 inches at the beginning of the back bodice, okay? We're going to add it back to the back bodice. So I'm just marking out the 3 inches at the beginning of the paper so I can have a starting point. So from there, I will just place my front bodice like that. So I'll place my front bodice on it like that, making sure that the beginning of the paper matches with the 3 inches line. So I'll just join a straight line from the armhole. Just watch what I'm doing. It's very easy. I'll just draw a straight line like that. Then I'll cut out the paper. So the next thing to do, I'll just pull the front bodice up to the beginning of the paper like that, so I can just draw that shape. So I'm just folding in the button allowance, so I won't make the mistake of cutting it out. So I'll just cut it out like that. And the next thing to do again is to just fold it back this way. I'll take it back to the line like that and then fold that extra 3 inch from the back like this. This is very easy to do, okay? Just follow me. So just fold it like that. So you're going to be having 1.5 inches. You have 1.5 inches for the front and then 1.5 inches for the back. So what I'm doing now is to staple down that paper so that it can staple. For that, I will draw a straight line like this, okay, so that I can cut out that excess. So I'll draw a straight line like that. Then I'll cut it out like that so that I can give the armhole for the back. So I'll cut the neck measurement. Now the formula I always use is I'll divide the neck measurement. I'll divide it by 4. So the neck measurement for this person is 17. So I divided that by 4 and I got 4 1/4. So I've marked out 4 1/4 for the neck depth. Okay. So 4 1/4 for the neck depth. So for the neck width, I'll divide the answer for the neck depth, which is 4 1/4. I'll divide that by 2 to give me the neck width. Okay, so that's the formula I use. So I'm just connecting that like that. So I'll just draw a curve. So I'm going to draw a curve just to have the neckline. So I'll just curve it together like that. So like I said, to get the neck depth, divide the round neck measurement by 4. To get the neck width, you divide the results of your neck depth by 2. Okay, so from that place, I'll just draw a curve like that. I'll draw it to meet the back neckline. This thing is very simple to do. I will implore you to watch this again so that you'll be able to understand the logic. So now I'm going to cut it out like this. You can see I'm lifting up that flap on the back. So I'm going to cut it like that. Okay. So I've cut that out, then I will now cut the front. So I want to separate the front from the back so I can cut out the neckline like that. And that is that for the front bodies as well as the back body. So you can see the button allowance is still in place. So the next thing to do, I'm going to remove that armhole That's 0.5 inch from the front armhole so as to make the armhole more relaxed. So for the sleeve, I've marked out the biceps circumference, which is the measurement of the fullest part of your biceps or your shoulder line, which is what I've marked there. Then the full length of the sleeve is 10 inches. So I've marked 10 inches, then I will add 2.5 inches as the allowance for folding. So, so from there, I'll measure the height of the cap, which is 4.5 inches. I have a detailed video on how to draft your basic sleeve. The link will be in the description below. Please do well to check it out so that you can understand how to draft a sleeve. Then I'll mark out the 2.5 inches for allowance. So I'm extending the line like that. The next thing to do is to put the round sleeve opening, which is 14 inches divided by 2 by this, which is 7. Then I added 1 inch allowance, so I'll connect that line to the bicep, to the armhole line there. Then draw a straight line down to that point. So I'll just draw a curve. So like I said, please do go to check my video on how to draft the basic sleeve measurement. It's a detailed video on how you can draft this curve and how to determine the curve. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out, and that is the end. So guys, please do well to practice. Like I always say in my videos, practice makes perfect. Okay, always practice what you've learned. So before I cut out the sleeve, I'm going to fold in the allowance like that before I cut it out. The reason is that by the time you are aiming in your allowance, it will relax well, or you can just add extra 1/4 of an inch to the allowance. Okay, so that is what I'm just doing, and that is it about cutting shirt sleeve. Please let me know, I'm a vintage shirt, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and do well to try yours out and tag me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.